I think when a lot of people see this footage of fighting in the legislature, they may think this is a government in disarray that is dysfunctional. Are they wrong?
They're wrong in the sense that this kind of pushing and shoving or blocking the doorway, even more violent interactions between legislators from the different parties is somewhat out of the ordinary, but it actually is quite ordinary. Taiwan has a long history of this, but eventually legislating proceeds, even if one side or the other does not like the outcome.
Let's say all of the amendments that passed eventually make it into law. How big of a change would this be? Is it the kind of thing that would impact politics for years to come, or is it a more marginal change?
I think these are significant changes. Increasing the quorum requirement for the Constitutional Court could have implications for laws that haven't even been passed or other types of challenges to whether something is constitutional or not. Thinking of things like marriage equality, where it was interpretations by the executive branch that were challenged as being unconstitutional and eventually were found to be unconstitutional. And the same thing with the allocation of government revenues between the central government and local governments. If that remains as is post amendment, that means going out into the future, the amount of money that the central government could spend is going to be significantly reduced, and the amount of money that local governments can spend, where that's basically handed over to them for spending, will increase substantially. This would also benefit the Chinese Nationalist Party because they control far more local governments at the moment than the Democratic Progressive Party does.
Is this about separation of powers or is this purely partisan? In other words, if we were to see the party of the president and the legislative majority flip, would you expect to see a DPP majority reverse these amendments?
No, I would expect them to continue to support these changes because if they had a legislative majority, it might give them more power. So again, when the shoe's on the other foot, we see the parties acting in the opposite way to which they previously acted, and that's one of the traditions of Taiwan democracy.